Oh my God, stop. Hi. Hello, everyone. You're not that tall.
I know.
That's silly. Silly Billy. How's everyone doing? Are you laughing at Silly Billy?
Yes, Lord.
He is a Silly Billy, isn't he? Thank you. Consensus.
Welcome to Process!
Give us a cheer if it's your first time here. Welcome to the family. Fiona, how do you join the Process family? You come here one time. Welcome to the family. If you're already an existing member of the family prior to tonight, give us a cheer. Welcome. Give us a cheer if you've never been to a spoken word night, ever.
Oh.
Is that just Sumner's entourage? That's very exciting.
Don't be afraid. We are lovely and chaotic, and it's going to be a wonderful time. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Also, you'll find there's going to be very little, if any, audience participation, so you should be good in the front row.
You can't promise that. Avouliance's here. You can't promise that.
Speaking of which, though, everyone's here for poetry, right?
No, Tim's here. You can't promise that.
Okay, I can't do any promises today, but what I can promise you is some really, really incredible poetry.
Hey!
So in the form of that really, really incredible poetry, we have got two incredible features for you.
Who have we got?
We have got one, Sumner Brook.
Who else? Who else have we got?
Fiona Broadhurst.
Only the best for you, Hans.
Yes, but also with that, of course, this night is not anything without our open micers!
Woo!
But you know what else this night isn't something without? Without the rules.
We love rules.
Thank you for clearing the rules. We love this.
We're known as the neurodivergent-friendly poetry night, so I like that everyone gets excited about rules. What are some of our... Oh, no, you were going to...
I was asking,
you
what are the rules?
Well, okay.
Wait. Do we have a Freddy? Over here.
Thank you, Della.
Before we get into the rules, we'll do it later on as well, but can we get a massive round of applause to Rule Zero and all their stuff?
Is that because you don't know Della's name?
No, I do, but it's more level of... Also, people going upstairs to get drinks as well, so all the stuff.
All the stuff.
I was being considerate. I can do
no,
that
you were.
sometimes.
That's okay. No, I understand. No, it's okay. Sorry, where were we? Rules, okay. Yes, rule number 1.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a... Hey... don't be a dick. No homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, no kicking, racism, no anti-Semitism. No, you can kick racism. That's okay, that's allowed.
No kicking down.
Yeah, no kicking
up,
down.
Fine. Kicking down, we're not doing that here. This is not the space for it. As open as we are, this is an open space where we are letting as many people on as we can do. We don't want to be excluding anyone as best as possible. And
we believe in the freedom of speech, but not in the freedom from consequences of that speech. So if you behave like a dick, we'll kick you out. On the topic of not being a dick, open micers, you have 5 minutes. How many minutes do you have? 5 minutes. At 4 minutes and 45, that's 75.
That's not how time works.
I know. I heard someone say today that autistic people don't know how time works. And I was like, I know how time works. Fucking apparently not. 4 minutes and 45 seconds, I will ring the Liberty Bell. That's your gentle pre-applause to let you know that you have 15 seconds left. It's shorter than you think. And to please wrap it up and not be a dick to everyone else who wants to have a turn on the open mic. We like to get as many people on as possible, so we'll keep pulling names out of a hat until We end the night at 10:30 so that I can aim to get home before midnight. It's never happened, but we'll see.
But also, speaking of dicks, our other rule... No exposed genitalia on this stage. Or butts. No acceptation. Yeah, we're not doing that today. That's not the vibe we are going for today. We do not consent to that. As much as we love it in our private life and all of that stuff, this is not what we're doing here. And I will add to that as well, especially, I'm filming this. I don't want this on YouTube. I'm not putting butts and dicks on YouTube, please. But also with that as well, I am filming it all. If you don't want to be part of the...
photos.
And taking photos. If you don't want to be part of the video, if you don't want to be have any pictures online, just let me know and we'll make sure it doesn't go on there. I think that's the rules.
Yeah? Did we...
Sound
Family,
convincing?
have we missed anything? No. Yeah, okay.
Said with confidence, we like
Great.
that.
Okay, bye.
Cool. Yes, cool. So Kayla's gone off stage so we can do some fun pantomime here, because what we do at Protest, which to be fair, most poetry nights do, is rather than just launching straight into open mic and making one of our lovely audience paying members come here and just like go straight on to this, we feel we need to properly warm the mic up and like kind of like, I don't want to say like set the tone, but kind of like make sure people are like, okay, cool, this is, people can perform, we're good with that. With that, I am really pleased that in doing this night with Kayla, who is my best friend, it's also given me a kind of a wonderful way to see my best friend perform pretty much every single month. It's definitely, I love seeing it, I love it happening, and I feel like you guys all like it too, because Kayla's really, really incredible and does really incredible poetry. So now, can you please welcome to the stage the incredibleness that is Kayla!
You've really hyped me up. I'm gonna shitpost this month. Sorry. I do this sometimes because I also think that it can be like a bit scary. I've been writing poetry my whole life and I've been performing spoken word for 12 years. So like I think it can be a bit intimidating for someone who's been doing it for that long to come along and do the first poem. But I also like I write shit sometimes, and sometimes I write things just because I have a feeling and I want to express it. So that's what I'm doing today, and I think it's as important to share those poems and be like, poetry doesn't always have to be good. Sometimes good poetry is just shitposting, and if it makes you feel something, that's all I want. I was talking to a friend today about polyamory, and they said they had a polyamory poem, but it wasn't very good. So I wrote one that wasn't very good. This is a first draft. I might make it into something good. They say when you meet the love of your life, you never have to go through a breakup again. Not so if you're poly. Anyway, this is called Catch and Release. You're not that tall. This wasn't necessary. I catch him looking out the corner of my eye when his gaze is too bright for me to look directly at, so I'm pretending that my sleeve is really very interesting. Out the verge of my vision, I see that he is looking at me for longer than is normal for a person to look. And not an I can't believe my luck look, or an I am falling in love look, or even a God, you are beautiful look. Just a this is nice look. And I like looking at you, look, because you are nice to look at. My friends just love him, shoot their own sideways eyes at me, nice catch, pal. And I cringe, all butterfly knots and glottal stops halting the edges of my speech. I'm letting this one go, I say, with my eyes. Please don't make it any harder. I never understood about fish and seas. Catch and release is an odd hobby. Fish are not pets, they live in water. And also, people are not fish. I think this is what they mean when they say that love is wide. That time is a limit, but this feeling is not. And I knew I had it in me that the size of my love was too great for just one person. But I had no proof until now, and I don't know where I will put it all when he leaves, because he is leaving. And what is the point if he is? The point is poetry and dancing and flowers. The point is, I think you'll like this song, and I saw this and thought of you. It's skipping meetings to put one more kiss between my hip and my belly, or my neck and my shoulder, or my Achilles and my ankle bone, all my open, vulnerable bits, and there's no way he'll hit them all in the next 5 minutes, so he'll simply have to stay the hour. It's his head on my chest as he sobs after his first watch of my favourite film. It's quoting vines and sharing memes and saving water one shower at a time. It's being pinned, all wriggles and giggling, and after a small battle and my reluctant surrender, his declaration that, according to the Geneva Convention, I'm not allowed to put my fingers in his nose anymore. The point is, sorry, the way he fucks. The point is, sorry, he's really, really good at it. It's getting snippets of a soul and slipping them into my pockets to find years later and be struck with the echo of a memory like, oh, there you are. That is the point. It's giving no weight to the 7 years between us or the shape our bodies make in time. It's all honeymoon, no wedding, all give and no ghost. It's loving someone just a little bit for just a little while. It is that look from the corner of my eye. It's seeing sadness on the periphery and counting down and basking in the glow of every second till we reach it. Thanks, pals. What's in my hand? What's in the hat? Someone said something different. What was it? Did I say what's in my hat? No, I didn't. I said what's in my hand. Someone said pieces of paper. Is that right? That's a great answer. Drum roll, please. Please welcome back to the process stage, Michael.
Very lovely people. We cool? Are we cool? Yeah, that's what I want to hear. I don't know if I've got my phone out because I'm not going to do something on my phone. I'm going to do something off the cards. Oh, how about that? I was in the sunshine, feeling lovely last week. Fucking raincoat now, look at this. What happened? Do you know what I mean? And I was, you know that way the sun makes you feel fantastic. And I was listening to, you know, Roy Ayers, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Yeah. And it made me feel a bit sexy, I'll be honest with you. So I kind of made a silly, saucy little seaside postcard rhyme. Is that okay? So I'm going to smash out with that. Sex on a boat, sex on a bus, sex on a train with a minimum of fuss. Sex in the park, sex on a bench, sex in the garage with a monkey wrench. Sex when you're baking, sex when you're aching, sex when your left leg won't stop shaking. Sex on a futon, sex on a photon, kinky thinky sex with Alan the Boaton. Sex done rough, sex done gently, sex with a member of the cognoscenti, crumpled in the back of an antique Bentley. Sex in oil, sex in lube, sex in the carriage on a midnight tube. Sex with a grin, sex when you sin, sex in the recycling wheelie bin. I'll put your fucking bins out. Don't you worry about that. And I don't give a bollocks about what day the dustmen are coming. Fuck 'em. Sex on your own, sex on the phone, sex with the bell end of an old trombone, or a duty-free airport Toblerone. Sex on the plane, sex on the brain, sex with my cousin's wife's sister Jane. Stays in the room, people. Sex in the jungle, sex Amazonian, sex full of guilt with an old Etonian. Sex with a ladle, sex in the stable, improvised sex with a salt beef bagel. Hold the mustard. I'll have a little pickle. Sex when you're guilty, sex when you're pure, sex with the vicar in the church next door. Sex on Emil, sex on Kit. Is that why you're fucking the vet? Sex when you can't stop, sex when you're keen, like putting out the fire with gasoline. Get on up, like a James Brown sex machine. Sex in the summer, sex in the bummer, sex with a corgi registered plumber. Sex on Venus, sex on Mars, sex with an au pair called Françoise. Oh, Michel, kill me. Kill me. Donnez-moi la liberté ou donnez-moi l'amour. Sex at the wall, sex in the stall, sex in the middle of a shopping mall. You really can pick up anything in that middle of the fucking little, I'm telling you. Sex in the gob, sex on the job, sex when you're fumbling in the lazy lob. Sex when you're airy, sex when shaved, sex with the lost and sex with the saved. Sex when shaved and sex when airy. Sex with someone fucking scary. Sex complex and sex done simple. Sex because I can't resist that dimple. Sex with an arm when you're wearing a wimple. Sex when you shouldn't, sex when you should. Sex circumcised and sex with a hood. Sex in the car, sex from afar. Sex with some liver in a cold jam jar. Sex for now, sex for later. Sex when you charge your new vibrator. Sex with your dentist, sex with a chiropodist. Sex with your teacher up against the Acropolis. Sex out the window, sex on the balcony. Sex with that glove that you use for falconry. Sex down an alley, sex in a van. 99 sex with the ice cream man. Sex that's femoral, sex that is oral. Sex that is not just once, but plural, motherfuckers. Alright? Sex straightforward, sex peculiar. Sex with a Julia who calls herself Julia. Sex in love, sex in lust, sex with a member of the National Trust. Sex abducted, sex with an alien. Sex down under with a drunk Australian. Sex on your birthday, sex at Christmas, sex with a girl with a cute vaginismus. Sex on your bits. Oh, some fans of vaginismus, nice. Sex on your bits, sex on your tits, sex in the shadow of a lunar eclipse. Sex in a copse, sex in a coppice. Sex on the desk of my boss's office. Get in. Horrible motherfucker. I tell you what, little victories, people, little victories. Sex with a courgette, sex with a carrot, sex in front of an uncaged parrot. Sex with sincerity, sex with a sarky. Sex getting doused in Bukowski. Sex in the morning, sex when you're yawning. Sex with someone just a little too fawning. Sex in general, sex in particular. Sex sat back in a rickety funicular. Sex with fruit, sex with vegetables. Sex with an array of adaptable comestibles. Sex in your knickers. Sex stifling Snickers. Sex hits the spot as your eyelid flickers. Sex with feeling. Sex on the ceiling. Sex that leaves your senses reeling. Sex that has a rush, like stealing. Sex with tender foreplay. And sex with crashing crescendo. And this rhyme ends with me and your endo. Boom, boom.
So for those people that know my poetry, know what I like and all of that stuff, I have been in an ongoing campaign to save the list poem. I am glad that others are keeping it alive as well. One more time, Michael, everyone! Now, can we turn that applause into a drum roll, please? As our next open micer is... Please welcome back to the protest stage the one and only Seb!
Thanks everyone. I'm gonna read a poem about working in a call centre. I keep writing these, so it's a general theme of my writing. I'm just trying to find one that I haven't read yet. Okay, so this is about kind of first thing in the morning and people just about to start work. And to see the room, gagged in a latex mask of emptiness, the early day office is starch stiff and unrequiting, a Godfather catstroke of a moment. The desks rock Puritan etiquette, icicle still. Furniture is voiceless and lobotomized, a wasteland of silent treatment, emotional abuse of ordinariness and fatigue. There are none of conversation's Oedipus drama revelations, no news flash of need-to-know small talk. Disney cringe sunlight, yellow's obligation to be happy hits with nuclear bomb chic, a sleek drawl of bleak daylight, a skin-flint charity of Brighton's image the window gives. If these walls could talk, well, maybe a dawn-volumed inner monologue would mumble, I love the smell of call centre in the morning. It smells of preparation and post-apocalypse. Silenced albatross around the building's neck before the day spawns its new wave conspiracies, its action film sequels, its rom-com delivery of frustration and narcissists. Before people slither through the snake charm grip of the doorway, before they come, they see, they sit down, addicts to work hormones, deep state efficient, Workers' sighs slip out a deflating tire hiss. Their attention-seeking footsteps spurt hysteria at the moment's brine-preserved panache. People say good morning to each other as if they are pregnant with antichrists. 8:50 a.m., the day's for real now. What of it? The start of the shift is aftermath of something, decanted into drama, the stoned hive mind of office, fentanyl dull, a feeling of instant coffee and weak Wi-Fi speed, the hipster melodrama of dying pot plants. Thank you.
So lovely to have you back. One more time for Sarah, everyone. And our next open micer, drum roll, please. Will it be board games? Will it be poetry? Please welcome to the stage, Tim.
The answer is neither. It'll be a new poem. On a Monday in Brighton in May, a lawyer visits the beach and forgets to take off his courtroom shoes. Forgets that on his way down there, a friend said, "Tim, don't go in the water, there's shit in there." Ignores the mingled scent of salt and something unidentifiable coming in on the breeze, takes one more pint than the tightened drum of stomach can try, forgets the advice that white t-shirts and bright colors in general do nothing for men of your size, my friend, stands back as briefcases fly open and wind snatches crying paperwork up and into the unstoppable sun of a Monday in Brighton in May. And then my jury came back and said guilty on all counts. So, wasn't good for me. But yeah, I have been in Brighton. It is election season, so one of the things that I did while I was down there was campaign for Sian Berry, vote Green, wherever you can get it, by the way. And I have got a pamphlet with me to that effect. It's called Plaque for the Unknown Socialist. You can get it from me individually for £5. You can get it as a bundle with my other pamphlets for £12. I also take payment in old fashions. We are going to be going through it at pace. So, we do not have time for applause. When I get to the end of the poem, I will say one clap, and you will clap once. We're going to run through it now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1 clap. Marvelous. We're going to have a great time here. So, let's get right to it. I knew we were living in a dystopia when the aquarium named its turtle Boris. Never mind its other implications, that they could gaze into its bovine eyes and know immediately, Boris. Even in front of the billboard, I imagined an eternity of tropical water swallowing me, looking up and seeing nothing but blue and that bastard turtle, who's calling somebody right now, I get the impression. Cruising over, its beak already curving into a smirk, drinking my last gasps for air, while even the tide is groaning with what I imagine is his constant oceanic chuckle. Good stuff. Good stuff. One clap. Toby Young is comforted. Somebody remembers Toby Young. Lying in his well-sprung bed, the ventilator salvaged just for him is wheezing comfortably as he vanishes into his pillows. His satisfaction is fresh newsprint. He said the Everlockers would never keep him quarantined, and now he's shown them all. He shivers patriotically and tells himself he has nothing to fear. His lips are not yet the right shade of blue. It's probably not what he thinks it is. And if it is, he'll be glad to be the necessary sacrifice that keeps this great nation going. From a chair across the room, his wife looks up from her book and rolls her eyes. He's been doing this every day for weeks now. Every cough or sneeze, every sniffle, every runny nose, and off he goes. One of these days, she thinks. One clap! Don't talk to me until I've had my... I'm getting very antisocial vibes from this one. I'm not normally this hasty, I promise. Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Don't talk to me until I've had my day's pay and my dignity. Don't talk to me until I've had something more from you than your suit, your smile, and your concerns. Don't talk to me until you've earned it. Don't talk to me until you've learned what I and the early morning crew coming bleary-eyed to another fight has always known. Don't talk to me until you know about solidarity. Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Then you know where to find me. One clap! Okay, I'm going to finish with this one because, this one came about with Poetry on the Pick. No, I won't. I'm going to finish now. Thank you very much. See you next time.
I love that this is always an constantly learning thing. Next time, adding to the rules, turn off phones before we start the nights, people. But also, well handled, Tim. One more time for Tim, everyone! I'm not good at the panto stuff, but nevertheless, what's in my hand? What's in the hat? I always love the different answers, but cool. Drum roll, please! As our next open micer is going to be... Oh, interesting. So, in a very, very different way now, and note both, when they come up, note the style of the fashion, note the name, as we go from Tim to Tom.
I have a tie, I'm winning. You look great, darling. You look fantastic. Okay. Let's see if I can do this one. I've not read it before. New shit! Yes. Thank you. I miss you, loves. Let us build a campfire from my loneliness and burn it for light. Please, let us remember infinite poems in a nighttime that glows light bulb in the city street, so gentle and unreal as history. Please, I could kiss one or both of you. Maybe I will. Maybe we will forget what we have become and be something else. Cleaner, younger, less smog-breathed, fewer diamonds paid for. I have missed you like fingers, like teeth. There's a street down there that could take me home if I could walk it, if I would walk it. But I'm grown weary like peeling vinyl on cheap floorboards, past prime, ready to be replaced. Weary like a book exchanged hands too many times and blamed for things not its fault. Come back to me and bring those times with you, slung across your backs like sacks of something precious, like you're carrying provisions for this long trek we must take together, like you're hauling your own water and I'm starving. Break bread with me, eat sin with me and we can howl like our fathers, you joyous and wild, me bitter and disappointing, or so they do seem to me. I never met that old wolf, but I'll wager you run just as far, as fast, as glorious. Take this love letter to a thing that was, my friends. May it ring hard-pressed in remembrance. May it spark glass memory and brick poems, anvil tongue and fist in mouth and push shoulder grip strength. Triangle standing love, bright memories, all crystalline din and quiet and focus and push the attention at the poet night, all vivid and alive like we were back then. Do you remember? How is my memory? Take the love letter I know how to write, can still write. I still know how to write. I'm still able, please God, to write. I could kiss you both. Maybe I will. You could write back first, loves. What have we become in this place? I miss you. Let me come home. And I think I've got time for a short one. A friend of mine sometimes sends me paintings that she does, and I write poems. And she had one that was a picture of a swan, and she said that it was like it wouldn't sit still. Oh, this one's calmer. This bird is still like water, always motion, always madness and life. It will not sit still to have its portrait taken, prideful and warlike as it shows itself to me, all wingtip that will not be here for winter. It will fly away from me when it wants to, spiteful, angry that I would dare hope it would stay. I am nothing to this bird but so much walking fear and chopped bread and aeroplanes. But it postures and spits and forces its beauty on this work-worn day all the same. Wild, martial, strut, soar, swim. When I lay down my pen and surrender and leave it to whatever majesty it gifts to us, it becomes a languid pedalo on the water, drifting ripple on the calm. Behold, you may not keep me. I am free like water on the flowing stream that all may come to drink from. Thank you.
That was very cute how you were dressed the same and you have almost the same name. Are you a lawyer, Tom? What's your excuse then? No, you you both look wonderful. You both no, hey! Look, that reaction makes it, am I mean? Look. I was trying to be funny. I'm really not very good at it, so thank you. You both look wonderful and sound wonderful, and your poetry is wonderful, and we're so lucky to have you. That's genuine. That's not a joke. One more time for Tom, everyone. What's in my hand? What's in that? Drum roll. They're all stuck together. Okay. Please welcome a brand new member of the Process family, a first timer here at Process. Please welcome Elena.
Wow, this is a friendly night. I promise I will not punch down on lawyers. That was a joke, come on. Okay, so this is a bit of a half-baked poem. It's called Rough. And it's the first time I read it. Yes! Yeah. We sip dry vodka martinis, sitting among the ghosts of welders. We cycle everywhere. So did my grandfather. The one time he was late coming home from the assembly line of a Fiat factory, my grandmother turned the TV off. Shut my mother up, have some respect. We cycle everywhere. She doesn't. So can you blame her for breastfeeding me molten steel? Sit up, head down. People with degrees have a bedroom and their bathrooms are indoors. Stop writing on the bus or you will miss your stop, artist for the airborne. When you're made of concrete, you need iron bones. What's it going to be? Lodged in your flesh? A cage? Or an armor? Or a metal pipe in your trunk like your dad had, when teen fascists with guns in their trench coats ambushed teen communists with handed-down wool? And in any case, don't be fooled by shiny objects. Soft metals are for hands that don't need to punch. So is it any wonder we grew up painting bricks, clad in plastic, dancing in cement mixers, flooded in purple neon light? Can you see why we're cozy sitting on factory floors? And I am sorry, I ripped the stuffing off the cushion you placed under my head. It's a reflex, just checking for blades. When my father was 3, a stranger with a clinking suitcase darkened his doorstep, called him son. The fathers of our fathers were stars in galaxies far away. Venezuela, Belgium, Argentina, Germany, Switzerland, beaming light across space so children could grow. So is it any wonder that distance feels like love? When we flew above our station, you tried to shoot us down. What witchcraft is this? How can something so heavy float so high? We looked down and saw the others, under a hailstorm of needles. The others whose bedrooms were outside. A hellscape of bombs on those others who cannot see and outside. And we made ourselves bright so the sky would clear, incandescent so our glow would warm the cold night. We set ourselves on fire so tarmac would melt around the wheels of warplanes. And you come here on Saturdays, hunting for industrial charm, squeeze through the masses, hoping some rust will rub off on you, as if we were pixies in electric forests. To rough up your polished life, so you don't have to look at your face reflected on it. Sorry, I upset you, I apologize. I was born running. I don't know what a finishing line even looks like. And I can't blame you for being frightened. Did not expect the sparkling nothings hanging from twisted towers of exposed bones could be so unnervingly beautiful. Thank you. I probably don't have a long time, but I wrote something on the overground coming here, so I thought I'll share it. It's very short. It's called Braid. I loved braiding your hair. Loved it so much, I never looked into your eyes. When you walked away, I should have whispered, "Turn around." Instead, I found myself weeping and thinking, what a sight when beautiful things get smaller and smaller.
The fact that we have been doing this for 20 plus months and we're still getting new timers warms my heart and all of that. I love that people are still kind of discovering this. One more time for Elena, everyone! Can I get a drum roll, please? As our penultimate open micer for this first half is going to be... Oh. Can this unstuck itself? We'll find out. Please. Oh, I'm going to make this taller. Atlas, come to the stage.
Not that tall. Fuck. Shout out Tyrone. It's like a Venn diagram of like poets and wrestling fans. And it's like me, Ty, Jake, and maybe like Adam as well. And we're probably the only people ever. I'm all in this room together, but yeah. So I've actually not been on this stage since February, so it's been a little while. Thank you. I always forget you can't see a thing when you're up here. But, that was good. All right, this is something I started writing the other day. Thank you. Finished it on the way here, and it's well, I say finished, it's still quite raw. So just kind of bear with me on it. It's called Look at Me, and it will kind of make sense as I read it. Before I start, I just want to say, well, there isn't really any way to say it other than just saying Free Palestine. So yeah, I just wanted to say that before I started. Cool. This is called Look at Me. Too much time is spent on what people appear to be and not what they actually are. So I ask you, what do you see in front of you? Do you see a brother and a son, or do you see danger? Look at me. I ain't going anywhere, and no matter what you think of me, it won't change anything. You say hello, I say what's good. You say goodbye, I say in a bit. There's shit I've been through in my life that you couldn't imagine. Shit that isn't your business, but it's made me who I am. And I love who I am. The skin I was born in means more to me than anything, and my name is my name. So look at me, and tell me what you see when you look at me. Do you see a friend and a lover, or a threat, or a stereotype? Do you see a hat and baggy jeans and think the worst? I would ask you what I could do to change your mind, but it won't make a difference. Your mind is made up. I am who I am is more than just a catchphrase, and my name is more than just a cool punchline I threw in here. So look at me, and tell me what you see looking back. What do you see looking back? Do you see me, or do you see violence and aggression? Look deeper and you'll see the real me. The dude who loves poetry, rom-coms, and Ariana Grande. The dude who cried at the end of Toy Story 3. But you don't care about that. You don't give two shits. You only see what you want to see. Your mind is made up. So forget it. Fuck everything I said, and for matter of fact, fuck this poem. Because it's easier when you block out the noise and believe what you want to believe. Because that's what makes you comfortable. That's how you get your kicks, and that's how you stay in control. But you'll never control me. You'll never have power over me because you can't do that to a king. And maybe that's what this poem is for, to remind myself that I'm a king. Black. Black before everything, and black no matter what. So when I die, and I will die, remember me as a brother, a son, a friend, and a lover. Remember me as a king. Thank you.
Does that make me a short king? One more time for Atlas. Drum roll, please. Please welcome to the stage a first-timer, brand new member of the Process family, Freddie.
So this is some new shit. And I was just going to do one, and then Kayla talked about shitposting, so maybe I'll do two. The first one's called A Tilted Metronome Plays a Swung Beat. A tilted metronome plays a swung beat. Each tick ticks a little more than it tocks. Each click clicks a click just to stop like a clock where the hands want to clap to a beat that's just off, to a beat where you think there's a pause but there's not, and the beat ticks are on down the rails that it's on, and it curves pretty quick around the bends that it's got. It's the beat of a train that skips half of its stops. You know, that kind of beat? And like the metronome, when you're tilted or you're dropped and you're knocked down and the ticks stop, maybe you're not broken, you're just playing a swung beat. And the second's inspired by a Tumblr shitpost, but it makes me happy. It's called You Cannot Kill Me in a Way That Matters. You beg the name of God from me, and I cannot answer. Your threats hold no weight. You cannot kill me in a way that matters. I am hours spent laughing at dusk in dark rooms. I am minutes late spent kissing and not working. I am memories no less precious for their haze. The past holds more of me than you could possibly know. Look over my works, ye mighty, and despair at the immortality of treasured time you cannot take. Thank you.
So I realised you weren't getting up here, and I was like, that might mean one thing, but I can't find you. Anyway, okay. Are we ready for a feature? Okay. So this is an exciting month for us because it's a family affair, which is what I... Does that mean something like weird and sexy that I don't understand? Okay, because that's like the fifth time someone's had a weird reaction to me saying that. Whatever. Just, I don't, okay. So our first feature of the night, so our family affair is what I call it when we get two people to feature together who have been regulars for a very long time. And our first feature of the night is someone who describes herself as being a mood killer and a vibe ruiner, but is just like the best person to be around. Like, I'm so happy every time I'm in her presence. She's so lovely and so nice. So every time she introduces her that way, I'm like, okay, sure. She started coming here when? January 2023. Oh, it's been a year and a bit. Because we published her in our zine. And now she's got a whole fucking book. Please welcome to the stage the absolutely spectacular, wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, talented human, Fiona Broadhurst.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I wasn't quite expecting that, but yeah, as Kayla said, my name is Fiona Broadhurst, mood killer, vibe ruiner, emotional fucker. So tonight, I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey. This set is called The World is on Fire, but at least we have poetry. And before we start, I am just going to ask in a moment, if people don't mind, just to close their eyes for a second. And when you do, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in, and then just a deep breath out and let out sort of everything, tension, anxiety, worries, stresses. Are we all good with that, yeah? Only if you feel comfortable. So close your eyes. We'll take a deep breath in and out. And this first poem is the first poem I wrote in my MPE, my Modern Poetic Era, 2011, in Bangor in North Wales, listening to the Woodstock soundtrack on vinyl and staring at the mountains of Snowdonia. It's called The Official Soundtrack and More. We're only psychedelic, entwined at both the ends, a swirling folkedelic and my baby called the pens. We're only here in slumber, only in the night, half a conversation, not a single bed in sight. They say we only have one life, and I know that it's a cliche, but I've danced upon the knife to try and keep the hounds at bay. Tried to tell the wandering hands of love and of hate to go away, but we only have one life, and the jaded voices of our parents can't change the world we live in, though they try to shed some light. So let's drop the acid of our chemistry and forget the brutal way in which our lives are under scrutiny. Not forget that life is just a game to play. Try and just be true to me, because the things that I will do and see won't matter when we're gone. Except, of course, the wars we fight, the way we're dropping bombs, and if time has taught us anything, is that dead and gone means dead and gone, not 3 days gone, then resurrected because some pompous prick objected to Adam and Steve and the lives they lead, because joy is a sin and we need to bleed. And forgive the extended metaphor, but life is so much more than the potential trip to a gleaming palace. I'd rather take the trip on Earth and fall right down like Alice to a wonderland of hope and joy where light means dark and dreams can spark the flames of creation. Where the fires of damnation are no worry and bitter hearts can soar, and far be it from me to vomit on your beliefs, but if it's happiness or heaven, take this gun and tell me then that hedonism is a sin. The love needs a place to begin, that come rain or shine, this life of mine is wrong, because all we have right now is this. Just fucking this, and if pain can be transformed to bliss, then put me down for hugging every person on the street, for sharing love with everyone that I meet, because if smiling uncontrollably can take the pain away from me, well, then I'd like to take the pain away from you. And if you think that I'm weird, grow your hair or grow your beard, put on some Hendrix and fall in love with the aesthetics of life, because we're only psychedelic. Only here the once. You're my future, then my present, then my past, and then you're gone. Thank you very, very much. Moving swiftly on, this next poem is the first poem that I had published in print by Kayla and Tyrone. It's called Divination. I see a future where joy and despair are not mutually exclusive, where I'm no longer tired, and where blossoming is no longer necessity but choice. Gaze upon the horizon and hope. I'll let you know when we arrive. What's in my hand? What's in the book? Emotions! Yes, emotions, that's right. This next poem comes with some trigger warnings for grief and loss. On the 28th of February 2023, I was upstairs in Hall Zero with a drink, waiting for a friend, some food, and for process to start. Got a phone call to tell me my nanny Anne had passed away, and this is the dedication in the book. And I came down on stage for the second time and poured my heart out and was held and loved. This is called Anne. There is an enigma that I can't crack, with kindness at the heart and patience radiating out. You accepted the wholeness of me, and us, with a grace rivaled only by the setting sun. I wish I knew more of your shape. It's hard to see holes in shadows, but regret is pointless, and honouring you completely is the very least I can do. Now, this next poem, so basically, when me and Sumner got asked to feature together, we went out together to hang out, work on our sets together, and we ended up at the BFI bar on the South Bank having lunch, and this poem actually happened. It's called A Cab, brackets assigned couple at bar. She takes our order and gives us a smile. The kind that would be knowing if she actually knew, and for once it's not awkward because I have no idea what she has assigned us in her head. Don't know how she perceives our gender, and it is refreshing to not be put in a box for once. Exciting, we do not easily fit the binary ideas of gender. She tells us that it's cute when people order the same thing, not remembering my Coke and your beer, and we smile at each other, knowingly. Chuckling as she moves away and you say, we've just been assigned couple at bar, before suggesting it will be funny to see who she gives the bill to at the end. We talk more easily than my brain usually does, and I talk more than I intend, but you don't seem to mind waiting for me to finish my food before we try and catch her eye, the way I've never done at a bar before, but wish I was smooth enough to try at least once. Once the ritualistic waitress summoning has occurred, she places the bill directly between us, almost knowingly, and we smile. Our own private joke between two friends out for lunch, fucking up gender stereotypes and talking poetry like it is words that sustain us. We leave and continue talking, more than I thought possible, but with far less difficulty than I imagined. This next poem has some trigger warnings for grief, loss, murder, suicide, and death. I wrote it for Transgender Day of Remembrance in November, and it's titled after the Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold or silver. It's called kintsugi. Almost every day a tragedy occurs, and every day my heart breaks. Shard after shard splintering, crystalline sorrow reformed as stained glass, catching fading sunlight as screams caught in throats. Almost every day a tragedy occurs, and I dare not call it suicide, because can you call being forced to choose between a life of being scapegoated, being stigmatized, and no life at all anything other than murder? At the end of the day, I sweep up the shards carefully and store them away, grief archived as keepsakes, names noted to weave into ever-growing prayers. Once a year, I unwrap shattered fragments of self and lay them bare. Then, with trembling fingers, I attempt to meticulously reorder them, placing them back into wounds in the hope that I can shine brighter than before. And I am still broken, but I am held together by rage and the knowledge that they cannot break me without risking 1,000 lacerations, the final act of those denied the chance to soar. Now, this is my second to last poem, and it's from my book again. You can get it for £5 at the back or on the Backroom Poetry website. It's really good. If you take one thing from tonight, take from this what you need. The walls are crumbling. The carefully constructed house of cards falling. Your preconceptions, a big bad wolf huffing and puffing, and you are scared. Scared of demolition, because even fireworks make you anxious, but supernovae are formed by exploding stars. And you contain galaxies. So, I've gone like a lot quicker than I was expecting to, and there's a key change in a second. So I'm gonna have to do another one. This is called After. It's the firsts you remember the most, and the aching that lies in since. The lasts are smaller than you are led to believe, some so infinitesimal you don't know they have passed. Thank you. I'm going to style it out. My last poem is about being neurodivergent. And it's about, yeah, of course, we're going to cheer for that. It's about stimming, so emotional or sensory regulation with repetitive movements or actions or noises. And there's going to be some dancing. Feel free to stim. Yeah, stim toys in the air for these guys and serve like candles. You know, yeah. And it means a lot to me. And it means a lot to be here. So thank you so much to Kayla and Tyrone. This is like a dream come true. It's like it is family. So, yeah, just absolutely fucking incredible. I'm now going to stand here and, like I said, try and style it out, because there is a really big change coming in a second. And when I timed it, it was perfect. 3 fucking times. But of course, I'm rushing because, yeah, but poetry time is usually longer. I mean, you usually run over. Pardon? Oh yeah, sorry, I made all the music as well, because I'm a nerd. But yeah, does anyone want to hear a haiku? I do have some haiku, but I can't remember them. I swear it didn't feel this long when I practiced it. Anyway. Oh, you can buy it online from the Backroom Poetry website or over at the back for £5. Yeah, it's out now. It's really good. There we go. Have you ever been so railings whirlybird yonder that your heart felt like it was going to burst? Felt the rush of endorphins flood your nervous system as you nervously twirl your energy antenna just to give the electricity inside you somewhere to go? Have you ever felt so almost wishing orangery that you couldn't do anything other than flail your spaghetti limbs, the infinite spiraling of emotions in flight? A profound, ineffable urge brought forth by synchronized beats, exquisite melodies, and hallucinatory lights? You are whirling, pirouetting on a needlepoint precipice of luminescence, swirling in the ecstasy of synchronicity as each bone becomes animate, becomes pitch-perfect clarity, becomes frequency-thin, diaphanous shards of purity. I am pale lemon Dorset in the shade candy mist. There is no stopping me or this juggernaut of collective coastal blue, this exquisite oneness with the I, myself, and you, this purest moment of bitty lemon grove, and in the night of day I am grown. 10 feet tall within a soul composed of rapture, it is hard to capture the feeling of absolute lucidity surfing space. With the fluidity of string theory, I am not bound by the laws of physicality, merely a collection of electrons refracting light as dreams, become infinite reality. This feeling will outlast the ashes of the cosmos that are burning brighter than pain, but less fervently than the chemical waterfall that surges inside my brain. Have you ever felt the pink cinder verdigris of crackling static racing through your veins? Instantaneous lightning lighting up the celestial highway of neurodevelopmental bliss. Felt the rattling of perception, singing in the silence of unadulterated joy. A coruscation of fire submerging consciousness as the euphoria of interwoven dreams dances sherbet Have you ever faced the sapphire antique kittiwake head-on as it stampedes through the cavern of your heart, taken its hand and danced on moonbeams, shimmering exhilaration as delight frolics down your spine, the kick-start of your departure signaled only by the cascade of dopamine from the sparkling hinterland in between of time, standing still. I am pale lemon Dorset in the shade candy mist. There is no stopping me or this juggernaut of collective coastal blue, this exquisite oneness with the I, myself, and you, this purest moment of Vitty Lemon Grove, and in the night of day, I am grown. 10 feet tall within a soul composed of rapture, it is hard to capture the feeling of absolute lucidity surfing space. With the fluidity of string theory, I am not bound by the laws of physicality, merely a collection of electrons refracting the light as dreams become infinite reality. This feeling will outlast the ashes that are burning brighter than pain, but less fervently than the chemical waterfall that surges inside my brain. I want to say thank you very much to Kayla and Tyrone, because this has been absolutely fucking incredible, and they have really built a community here of friends and people. I have friends because of those two people. My family have seen me in print. My nan saw me in print before she passed away. I just feel so fucking alive, and this is kind of what happens if you believe in yourself. Like, you kind of can get to places that you never thought possible. So thank you very much. And yeah, like I said, you can buy my book online via Backroom Poetry at the back for £5. Or and also if you like poetry, you should follow Where the Word Things Live on Instagram. We have a website as well. Just because, that's a catalogue directory of all the spoken word nights in London. Thank you once again. I hope that has put a spring in your step, but stick around because after the break, Sumner's coming. Thank you very, very much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
You touch it. I don't want to touch it. We break mics. Oh, God. The collective groans of good poetry. That came out wrong.
No, you're fine.
You talk. I've got emotions.
Can we please give it up one more time for the one and only and glittery Fiona Broadhurst?
I think here is the nicest compliment anyone has or ever will give me is that you have friends because of us, which is I think a lie. I think you have friends because you want. No, I think you have friends. Shut up. You had your time. No, you had your time. It's my time now. You have friends because you're wonderful, but I just, we accidentally created a community, and I think it's because we're best pals, and then that inspires other people to be best pals. And anyway, interval. We have, do you have books today?
I don't have books, but we do have, so we've got merch on the back, so buy Fiona's book, buy Ash's book, buy Kayla's book.
I have a book. It's over there.
We've also,
Ali has a book.
Ali's got a book.
Fiona has a book. Oh, and Ellie's book we have at the back.
We've got a couple of Ellie's books
Ellie's
as well.
book came out a couple of days ago. Yesterday? Day before?
It's official. So It's out, but it's not launched yet. But speaking of which, for what it's worth, if you are available and free on Saturday, the 29th of June, Ellie is doing a full launch for their book. Go to that, support that, all that stuff. But yes, buy the people's merch. We've also got some Investigoose stickers at the back now.
Right. Who was here for Investigoose? If you weren't here for Investigoose, it's okay, because neither was I. That was that whole, like, I feel like I dreamed that day when Avulians played a prank. It's the only time I've ever enjoyed a prank being played on me. I would explain it to you, but it won't make any sense because it still doesn't make sense to me.
There's merch at the back. It also
there are Investigoose stickers.
We've also now got our new process bookmarks at the back as
They're
well.
yellow.
Both the stickers and the bookmarks are free. Other than that...
buy drinks, buy food, have a nice time.
Take your insulin, all of that kind of stuff, and we'll be back at 5 to 9. Cool.
Lights, cameras, sound. A gentle... No, you're still... I'll just... It's too late to leave again now. What did you say? Faff. What? Vamp. Hello, everyone. Did you have a nice interval? Did you take your insulin? Where is she? I'm going to assume she... No. Please take your insulin. Thank you. Did you get a drink? Did you have some fresh air? Sorry? Look, okay, that's... Welcome back. You really took your time on that one, didn't you?
Oh, I love milking it. It's fun.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're letting me milk it.
I'm not
Goodness gracious.
Get back on stage just...
Oh, in the hopes that I'll just talk about you.
No, just hoping you vamp, because I love you vamping.
Oh, I'm sweating up here and you're like, they're fine.
Yes.
Okay. Are we done?
Yes.
Go on then.
Cool.
Hello, everyone. This... What'd you say? Oh, suck a dick, Jake. That's not really an insult, but... what was I... You've made me lose my train of thought. What was I doing? No. Right, yes, thank you. Okay, so, has anybody seen the film Cabin in the Woods? Yeah, great film, right? We worship gods in the way that they worship gods. The poetry gods are the gods that we worship. They are bloodthirsty beings. They control who comes out the hat, and they also control how good the night is. They demand a sacrifice for a good poetry night, and here to make the second sacrifice of the night is my best friend, the light of my life, my poetry partner in crime. We love each other so much that there was a brief. I had to write a poem about how we're not a couple, in order for people to understand our friendship. Now he's going to do. He said to me at the interview. He said, "I can't shitpost because it's offensive," and I was like, "What offensive poem do you?" Oh, and I said, "As a Jew, I'll allow it." Please welcome to the stage, Tyrone Lewis.
That is a totally comfortable, not awkward intro. If we're doing shit post, I want to do this one. I'm going to do another poem as well. I'm going to do this one first. In terms of the shit... So when I was publishing my first book... Yes, first book. I was kind of a little bit to myself of like, because I can't take things too seriously all the way through, or like come to be serious level of like, will there ever be a point where they stop me publishing a poem? The answer is no, apparently. So this one's in my first book, and yeah, this is my now, at the time it wasn't, but now it is offensive to Jewish poem. This one's called Kanye. There we go. I've got a secret. I am Kanye West. Is Kanye better? And I must Kanye confess I'm better than a Kanye West. You don't want to put me to the Kanye test. Are you jealous of how I'm Kanye dressed? Or that I'm Kanye fresh? Just accept that I am Kanye West. And yes, as you may have Kanye guessed, I am Kanye blessed. And I'm not Kanye obsessed. This isn't a Kanye mess. I'm just Kanye West. Well, you are a Kanye pest. You've got no Kanye zest. But I can help you. Come to my Kanye fest. I'll give you a Kanye crest, and then maybe, just maybe, you can be one step closer to being Kanye West. Thank you. I will do a vaguely serious one now. Oh shit, I forgot I have this poem. I'm changing my mind as I'm doing this. I'm going to do another short poem, and this will be well. I'll finish it with. So I like this poem. There. This one's called Hashtag. So, how does it work? How long will it take before my name starts to trend? Do I have to be actively well-connected, or will this be determined by the manner of my death? Do I get any say in my legacy? How long will it take before my bones decompose into an idea? How long till my name becomes a cautionary tale? How long till my name becomes a movement? How long till poets quote my name in poems for dramatic effect? Will I be the only one trending that week? So we touched on it a bit in the first half, especially with like ending that whole thing with Fiona's set, and the idea of like, the thing we love about doing this is making that community space, and that's what I fucking adore about all of this. I adore creating this space, this energy, this place for that. Like, I am a vain son of a bitch, as so many people are aware of, and all of that. I love things being about me, but also with that, I love being the person that facilitates so many things. I love being behind the camera. I love being the one hosting this stuff and all that stuff. I love doing that shit and seeing the people that come through it. And as way too many people will know, I am a very judgmental person as well. The amount of poetry nights I will go to, and I will be sitting there judging you, my eyes just glaring at you, like, impress me, go on, impress me, poet, fucking do something. And I want to say, I think the first time I saw this poet might have been at Goddamn when they were doing their Zuckerberg poem, and it's like okay, they've got something about them kind of thing. And every single time they just kept delivering and delivering. It's like, no, they're good. They are a good person and a good poet, and they just keep killing it and killing it. And like, as Kayla said, like last month, as Kayla said, like, when I've been going to some of these poets, I will be like thinking in my head, like, the inner producer will always be there. And it's like, I don't want to book them. Fuck it, we're booking them. Like, every single time I've seen Sumner, it's like, oh, they're good. And it's like, no, yeah, we need to have them on this day, and I'm so glad we're doing that. So please can we give a wonderful process welcome to the one and only Sumner Brook!
Thank you. My name's Sumner Brook. I don't have a cool thing I say on stage. Hello. For the few people here who don't know me, my name is Sumner Brook. It's like Sumner, but there's an N somewhere in the middle. You'll work it out. I am a political comedy poet. Some of those are subjective. If you don't think I'm funny, that's fine. If you don't think it's poetry, that's fine. I've been reliably informed my existence is political. So... And on that note, this first poem comes with a audience participatory disclaimer. If you could raise your right hand, place it on your heart, and repeat after me. I understand what satire is. This poem's called There Are Only Two Genders. I'm here defending the list poem, Tyrone. Woo! There are only two genders, Naruto and Sailor Moon. There are only three genders, soup, salad, and sandwich. There are only four genders, boys, girls, over 25s, and groups. There are only two genders. All the rest were made up by big grammar to sell more pronouns. There are only two genders, men and bears, but they're both in the woods. There are only two genders, PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo games are for kids, so can you stop forcing your ideology in them? Thank you. There are only three genders, Blackish, Same Story, and Too Black, Too Furious. We're sorry. We're sorry, Tick for Gender has been discontinued. There are only two genders, Lucy and Yak. And there are only two genders, Labour and Conservative. You can pick a third one if you like, but it's not going to count. Sorry, Tim. There are only two genders, pronouns and normal. There are two genders, incapable of understanding their own choices and evil manipulators. Oh, you didn't want to be either? Too late, we already chose. There are only two genders, subject and object. Which would you like to be? Don't look at them, look at me. Too late? Well, then you're nothing. There are only two genders, us and you. Us who get to decide what you are, and you who's a freak for suggesting you do the same. Thank you. It's very exciting to be here. I've brought some of my non-poetry friends with me. You'll all be happy to know that you made them all cry in the first half, so good on you. Do you ever write something and you don't actually realize what it's about, and then about 3 months later you're like, oh, this, okay, there we go. I wrote this about 4 months ago, and about 3 months ago I realized what it was about. This is called You Will Wear Your Hair Long Again, and it's addressed to younger Sumner. You will wear your hair long again. You will crack open a window and breezes will sing through the valleys of your face. It doesn't even have to be your window. You will eat cucumbers with salt and sugar, soy and vinegar, and the taste will make you screw your eyes shut, but you won't want to look away. You will dance in gummy-floored basements that feel like forest glades, and in forests that feel like your best friend's living room, and you will break bones you don't yet know you have. All this is waiting for you, little one. You are photosynthesizing, every breath converting beads of past into microclimactic clouds of the future. Be still. Breathe. You will wear your hair long again. Thank you. What could it mean? So, you might notice a theme throughout this set, which was unintentional, but I did end up writing everything about gender. And one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to do a new piece, and I wanted to do a new piece about dysphoria. And as I was writing it, it came to my realization that the experience of one white, neurodivergent queer person with a dykey haircut isn't going to cover the full range of dysphoria. But maybe two white neurodivergent... Please welcome back to the stage Miss Fiona Broadhurst.
Thank you very much. I'll try not to steal the limelight.
Hey, babe.
Hang on. Anyway.
Yeah. There we go.
Ready?
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. This is called dysphoria.
I love
hate
tits.
No. Wait.
I love tits. I hate my tits.
I wish they were
bigger.
smaller.
They are joy wrapped up in a bra that finally fits. These tits are mine, and while they are only 8, I am 34, and I wish they would just hurry up and hit puberty already. I waited far too long for this euphoria, this elation.
They're a point of orientation. They have their own gravity, drawing strangers' gazes and assigning me FAB. They get in the way of how people perceive me. They get in the way.
My balls get in the way. It took an appointment at the gender identity clinic to realize most guys don't hate their genitals.
Genitals are weird, right?
The way they are supposed to mean so much about us.
What toys our babies are allowed to play with.
About which bathrooms we can be trusted in.
I wish my cock was
smaller.
Bigger. Wish I could walk into the room bulge first with that BDE and all the command external gonads supposedly provide.
Provided a skirt is long enough, I can wear it carefully. Providing I mind myself, I'm self-aware of how I sit, I can avoid flashing strangers.
Flashing your chest is a crime that only exists for half the population. I wish I felt comfortable taking my shirt off in public, baring my skin, blaring a signal. My voice is blaring. I wish it was higher.
more under my control. Didn't make people look twice, think twice. I think twice before getting my hair cut. Long hair is sensory hell, but it helps people make the right guess.
More often when it's shaved. Plus, it's cute. It's cute up in a bun too, but that sends
the wrong message.
The hair on my head is the longest on my body.
The texture changed after I went on hormones, after 3 years of umming and ahhing illegally, until 5 years later I finally got an NHS prescription, because their prescriptive ideas mean interrogation fucks with your enjoyment of finding a home.
After a 10-minute appointment, when I was 14, no further questions asked because they were the right kind, aligned with my assignment.
I wish there was
more
less of it.
Wish I could grow a happy trail instead of a gloomy crop circle.
Wish it was completely gone. Wish my face still didn't carry that weight.
And it's less the things I hate. Not just a list of genie wishes, switches I can flip. Push this out and these in.
Out.
I want to have options outside of off and on.
Off, down
up and
or
down.
up. To be able to exist without it meaning so goddamn much to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wrote this one also recently about something that happened to me a little while ago. It contains, sure, new shit. And that was LGBTQ shit. Thank you. And two shit. Okay, I'll stop. This comes with content warnings for dementia, grief, and the Harry Potter novels. So if you don't want to enjoy that, then sorry. They happened. But no, this poem's about my grandmother who passed away about 5 years ago now. But I've been thinking about it recently because my grandfather has been living in palliative care for his dementia, and it, kind of brings it all up. But this is about her, and it contains the secret origins of my name for those who are listening. So this is called Remembering a Place That Doesn't Exist Together. Stop me if you've heard this one before. There's a child who, as a baby, is taken in by their aunt and uncle, separated from all their other relatives, and from then they don't fit in. They wear little round glasses, and their hair sticks up at the back, and their whole life they just know that they don't belong. They lose themselves in worlds of pretend and what-ifs and the strange, and then they turn 11. And they get to take a special test and go to a special school that no one else they know can go to. And they find out that there are things to learn that are themselves what-ifs and strange and not a part of the world back home. Okay, you've got it, right? Yeah, Yeah, it's my grandmother, Margaret Elizabeth Sumner née Brooks. Not who you were expecting? Tough. We will be circling back to Ms. Rowling's jock-turned-wizard cop. But first, a little background on Betty. Betty, never Margaret. Born in gorgeous Rochdale, the town so nice the poet Lord Byron sold his manor there without ever living in it. A town built on industry, by interlocking, weaving, spinning, textile milling, endless treading, turnstiles drilling, cotton shuttled back and forth. I remember my Year 9 genealogy project. Census research, my grandmother's grandfather and his family, age and profession down the line. 54 mill worker, 52 mill worker, 33 mill worker, 26 mill worker, 15 mill worker, 12 mill worker, 10 scholar. You were born in 39, and by the age your father left school, they'd had 5 years to test it out. 11 plus. To me, it is half a sum, but to you, it was a ticket up, up and away to learning things for the sake of learning things, to weaving words from threads of thought and tales, to a new lineage to join, and join your daughter to, and join her children to, Tolkien to Jansen to Le Guin to Pratchett to Gaiman to... Oh, you love those fucking wizard books. It's fake to act disdainful. I fucking love them too. I would show off to you in full regalia, Halloween witch's hat, lipstick scar, chopstick, broom on which I had sharpied Nimbus 2000, TMC, and R. You got us every book on cassette, and I fell asleep every night to the soothing sound of Stephen Fry saying, Chapter 8. You scrimped your pension to get us trading cards and sticker books and bags of sherbet lemons, and the first birthday I spent in the hospital, I was more upset about missing the third film's release than cake and presents or being able to walk without a nurse to hold my IV tower. We talked endlessly about predictions, forensically analysing the themes and all our favourite twists and turns and how much we felt a part of that world. Women born in 1939 were not diagnosed with autism. They just spatchcock their grandchild's heart one day when they look at them and say, I think we're the same. I think we think the same way. And suddenly single mothers in the 1980s whose husbands fake their own deaths are not diagnosed with PTSD and depression. They just look at their shell-shaken daughters and prescribe a reading list of lanterns they followed back up. And when grandmothers in the 2010s are diagnosed with dementia, I am working at Platform 9 3/4. And it is the 2010s, and I am queer, and so these books are becoming less and less a thing that bring me comfort. This world is more and more clearly one where I would not be welcomed. But I am in third year, and I have a friend to grieve, and books to read, and a mother to help, and a brother to help, and a girl to date, and bills to pay, and a dissertation to write, and I'm living with a woman who's actively trying to kill me. And there are worse ways to make $9.50 an hour than taking tourist photographs and selling overpriced plastic sticks. So I was stuck there as she slipped away, and as I learned all the intimate ways my body would one day fail me, I became the Harry Potter girl. Usually, at least. Sometimes I was my brother, or the other, or my uncle, or my mother, or the nurse, or a burglar, or one memorable time my own father, and as I helped her wipe her ass, I had to endure a tirade of all the ways I had treated my mother. But usually the Harry Potter girl. She had all the photos of me with the cast plastered on the same wall. She scrawled phone numbers in 3-inch high numerals, kept every pen and keyring and postcard that found their way into my pockets in the haze of the shift. And so, though she wasn't quite sure why I was there, she knew we could talk Harry Potter. And there, her memory was impeccable, correcting my trivia, throwing around witches' names like they were the friends she thought were living next door. I know we can't choose what we remember. If we did, my mind would be full less of a right-wing propagandist's neoliberal crestomancy and more of the click of your needles and the worn, smooth sound of your voice as you sang me to sleep. That's almost all we have time for, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave you on one that's just for me, really, because I like to do it and it's fun, but you can enjoy it if you want. No, old shit. Me shit. Right, okay. Me shit. It's called Intricate Rhymery, for those who know. Your verse is a little bit primary school. In verse of my intricate rhymery, fool, I'm weaving my words as my primary tool, and you need to get back to the library, dude. I snap a tit pic with a wild cherry zoot with Jesus' mum. That's a high Mary nude. And though Joseph is still that chick's primary dude, she might mix it up with a dyke bitch or two. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading my diary to you. Stop wasting this time given kindly by you and this mic that they said I could kindly abuse. I'm not really cool, I'm just lying to you. I'm an iPad kid wasting my life on YouTube, clicking vids, generating those slime reviews. I'm an emperor in my new finery. Nude. But weaving my words is my highest pursuit, and I'd rather be on this stage rhyming for you than in a hot tub on a winery roof. Success, my white whale on the brinery blue. I'm obsessed to the end. Maritimery fool can bear to be just some part-timery dude. Just say where to aim all my bribery to. Just say what to do, and I'm climbing on through the Neruda and Oats. I'll be vibing with you. And if I lose my voice, I'll be miming for you. And I'll never stop and retire with a view till my pen hand goes numb. I'll be writing for you. Thank you so much.
The way I aggressively yelled when you said, "Put your right hand on your heart." Ah, I love that. You're sorry. I should gather myself before I come on stage after you do a set. You're fucking brilliant. Also, group poem. I don't remember the last time I saw a group poem live. Like, did people stop doing them? Oh yeah. In 2 and a bit years of process, we've only had 2 group poems on this stage. Yeah, that's one of the 2. Sumner, that was fantastic. Also, that was very nostalgic. I also loved those books too, like so much. It's such a shame we'll never know who wrote them. Like, such a mystery. Sorry? Who? Sure. Okay. One more time for Sumner Brook. Sorry, my whole brain's just like stopped. I think I should make Tyrone come up here after features because I clearly I'm not capable of doing my job. What's in my hand? What's in the hat? It's hat all the way down, folks, until I have to go home. Drum roll, please. Please welcome to the stage, if you still want to, take my friend of 8 years, also known as Hat Bitch.
I am never gonna live that down, am I? Hello, folks. I'm so sorry I have to leave in like 2 seconds, but how's everyone doing? We all good? Amazing. I'm also, we're on a grandma vibe. I'm gonna do a grandma vibe as well, if that's okay. Just give me a hot second. That sounds a bit strange. However, this is new shit. New shit. Yes. Slight trigger warning for grief, death, remembrance, all that sort of stuff. It is gently light-hearted that I say that because my grandmother is still alive. But no, I know, I'm sorry. But she decided a few days before her birthday, a few years ago, that she didn't want to have a party because everyone's just coming to see me die, and no one's, and it's just going to be saying goodbye, and I don't want it. I don't want it. And I couldn't find the words at the time to say what it would mean or what that meant to hear her say that. So this is called Without You. There would be no sun in the mornings, no smell of freshly baked fairy cakes or coffee shop conversations. The hills we once conquered got converted into car parks overnight. There would be no smiles, no laughter, creaking like an ancient door that has marked the threshold of grateful generations. When we realize there's salt in the custard instead of sugar. I sit here thinking, one day this will all be real. And when that day comes, there would be no reason to life. No color, no music, no warmth, nothing but an empty chair in a dead living room. Then I remember every time you stood from that chair. Then I'd remember every time you stood from that chair and put your arms around me to see you, to know you, to meet you, to grow, to match you, and now to cradle you in turn. And I know without you, there will always be the hope that we will meet again. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thank you.
I can certainly see why the poetry gods made sure you stayed to do that poem there. I am very thankful for that. One more time for Tig, everyone. Drum roll, please, everyone. Our next open micer is going to be a first-timer here. I know, good reaction. Please welcome to the stage, Georgia!
Hello. This doesn't have a name. I'm just gonna get it on my notes in case. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I'm finding it. Oh no, I'm on airplane mode. It's all okay. Let's see how it goes. Writing for the sake of it rarely works, but I just want to create something, make something. God, how it hurts to be stuck in searching for purpose. I'm wondering what my worth is. I need to get some work in. I'm trying hard, but nothing's working. I keep planting seeds. My room is full of pots. Sometimes I move at such a speed, but nothing grows for me, it seems. It feels hopeless. Even weeds would be welcome at this point. Just some sign of life, hope, progress. I tell myself I'm not in it for bud to break to blossom. The process is a gift, isn't it? But God, it would be nice. I'd be lying if I said it didn't break my heart a bit when I tentatively turn my head to check and see there are no blooms in this room to greet my eyes. It makes motivation a little harder to find. And then this slump arrives, this fog delights in the despicable, weighing me down, clouding the view, no visible roots. Where to put this energy that I am so full of, but simultaneously seems to evade me. I am so scared of the time and wasting it. But that fear in itself is creating it. I am paralyzed by the prospect of unrealized potential, so I tend to float at the moment, you see. Gently existing has become commonplace for me, at least that's what I say when people ask me what I do in the days. I used to think it sounded peaceful, quaint, poetic, if you will. But there's actually nothing peaceful about how I feel. It's as though I'm sitting on the fringes, watching the minutes, desperate to jump in and live it, not view, but life's an exhibit that I don't have a ticket to, buzzing through and through with desire and drive, but I can't seem to find the right pedal to take off, so I'm fried, short-circuit burnout. Who am I? I live in a contradiction of a brain so busy, but a body that can't seem to move. It's as though I'm walking around in a stranger's shoes to a stranger's house that I apparently live in. I don't know where I'm going. I know where I've been. Footprints painted in a rush with the nostalgic brush of youth. More successful at 14 is an odd sentence to relate to, a strange truth. But desperation to create has left me in stalemate with myself, so incongruent, out of tune. I'm living in the wrong key, I can't make it work. Doubt plays a discordant, melancholy melody, strums hurt on my heartstrings. No songbirds sing a hopeful hum to this. We're in the thick of it, forest of forgotten dreams. I want to run, but I don't know the route. No compass, no clue. Need to be less scared of getting lost, I guess. And lost can be fun, and lost doesn't exist when any path is fine. Ironic that I'm dreaming of a lead role when a lot of the time I don't feel like the lead role in my own life. And we really have to be that. But right now I'm out of sync with myself. I'm overwhelmed by underwhelm. I'm ink with no paper to spill on and a piano with no keys. I'm electricity trapped in a burlap sack, bursting at the seams, and I'm moving away from that phrase. I don't want to gently exist in these days. And don't get me wrong, this space I'm in now was a heavenly plane I'd dream of. I hope it doesn't seem as though I'm taking it for granted. God, I'm so thankful my mind is more well. So I guess, healing was planted and that's growing good. But now I want more. I'm bored of the backseat. I want the stage. I'm done with watching. It's time to play, time to thrive. Newfound motivation we got to learn to harness, not be paralyzed by. I want to smash the ceiling, raise the ground. Now, I don't want to gently exist. I want to live boldly. Thanks so much.
I know you've been here 2 times, but it's the first time we've been able to hear your lovely words on stage. Welcome to the family, Georgia. One more time, please. Yes, drum roll. Next on the open mic, one half of the Dead Darlings podcast. Which half will it be? One half, one third. Sorry, look, I'm so sorry. That was... I ruin everything, don't I? I'm so sorry. Please welcome to the stage Rebecca Cooney.
Yeah, 66% of the Dead Darlings podcast are here, so, yes. So I and Laurie run a podcast. It's called the Dead Darlings Podcast. It's bringing you poetry's... oh, God, I've forgotten the thing. Interviews, tips, inspiration, and above all, awesome poetry from the spoken word scene. We've interviewed Tyrone, we've interviewed Kayla, we've interviewed Tim. Fiona, we've interviewed you, haven't we? No, have we fucking not? In my head, we had. Okay, we're interviewing Fiona at some point in the near future. That's happening. Anyway, it's available wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, now I've done my little plug. Let's do a poem. This one is new. And it is carrying on well, we've had the grandmother theme. I have a grandmother poem. This is the grandfather poem. If you've heard my grandmother poem, this is the same man a few years on. So, after the fall, there is a scan, an assessment, a message that says the confusion is likely permanent and you are sure you should do something. Rush to her bedside, pause festivities, call an emergency meeting. To what end? Nothing is on fire. It is not a funeral. It is not even really goodbye. You may have done that already, you realise. It is a train that left the station yesterday. Milk soaking into grass. The horse is wild on the moors now. The love note is burned to ash. The beach washed clean of your crenellated joy. There is nothing to be done but put your feet in the surf. Feel how what was once a castle is now just grit in the waves. Thank you. This one is also a new one. Cheers. I think it might be two poems pretending to be one, but at the moment it's one. Content warning for sort of childhood illnesses. All of the children mentioned in this are all well and healthy. It should be worth saying. We sip beer. My city-scarred retinas adjust and the new parents breathe out the weight of a recently sick baby, sick enough for unspeakable fear that they cannot quite shake. It lurks in the shadows beneath their eyes. Inside, the baby sleeps. Weeks ago, in the hours after they told me their news, my mother was in her village church telling God that he should be ashamed of himself. He did not have the grace to hang his head. I was in a garden 500 miles from where I could be useful, at a barbecue where people were exchanging stories of childhood catastrophes. My friends involved scalding tea. When her mother plunged her into cold water, her breathing stopped. The star burst down her shoulder, a galaxy of frost patterns on a window. She has pink hair and makes engagement rings for a living, her life woven into new starts. My brother has a gnarled line of paled flesh from the belly button down, where a failed portion of his bowel was cut from him at 6 months old. Age 2, I swore to my parents I could make him laugh again if only they would let me touch him. He plays guitar now, makes a great veggie chili, and is still ticklish. And I want to shout, see, sometimes they live. But tonight, shooting stars glitter and skitter above our heads. None of us believe in God, and if I did, I still would not have forgiven him. But I appoint myself their child's fairy godmother anyway. A star, I wish him life. A star, I wish him a long life. Star, I wish him a long and happy life. That one had a tail, so I decide it has the means and the space to pull such a thing behind it, making magic of my own in the star-splattered night. Bippity, boppity, boo. He will grow up, I want to say. This too shall pass, and all that, this hurt, this exhaustion, this fear. It will be gone soon, with the head fuzz and the baby caps, burned up in the life that comes next. Blink, and you'll miss it. Thank you. Cheers. I have a book out. It's called Where the Lights Come On. You can buy it from me. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Well, yes, I have some copies available tonight. I will end with a quick haiku from this. Those of you who've seen me perform before know I like to end with this. It's called Note to Self for the Bad Days. And yeah, if you have a body shape like mine, it won't cure anything, but I do recommend it as just a way to get started when you don't want to get out of bed. Please put a bra on. The world's more manageable with extra support. Thank you.
So you know when you're at a Nickelback concert and you randomly bump into 1/3 of the Dead Darlings podcast there? It is a nice feeling to have there, but not as nice as watching Rebecca on stage. One more time for Rebecca, everyone! Can I get a drum roll, please? And yes, I'm also a Nickelback fan, so we now know this as well about Tyrone. But now, can we please welcome to the stage our wonderful, I'm assuming now today, our wonderful slightly in-resident artist does that occasionally, doing it a little bit today, kind of in and out of it, all that stuff. Also plugging, it's already sold out, so there's no point to plug, but nevertheless, on Thursday, if you happen to get a sold-out ticket to Rhymes and Stitches, this person will be featuring there. So please welcome to the stage, Thomas!
Hi! Oh, sorry, I thought this was a safe space. That's fine. This first piece is called The Question for God. So there's your warning. Dear God, how come me room smell bit like spaghetti when there no spaghetti in me room? Thank you. This next piece is called Dating / Courtship, and I think you'll agree the / implies a digital element. So it goes like this. Darling, we met and your eyes rekindled my heart, for I was unearthed, reanimated, and reborn. The future of our love stretches out before us with all of the potential of the blossoming flowers of the galactic garden of the fucking morrow. And yet I fear this dating, my dear, may go no further. Alas, I fear our dating, my dear, must end. Because to be honest, I don't really like bubble tea. And to be extra honest, I don't really want to go fucking climbing. Thank you. Quickly, there's more to do, there's more. This next piece is called We've Got So Much in Common. It goes like this. Oh my God, we've got so much in common. Oh my God, we've got so much in common. And darling, that shouldn't be a problem, but it means that there's a slight chance that you might be as good of a liar as I am. But I suppose before we part, we may as well engage in a little bit of bum licky on Friday, if you're free. Because I think you're really hot. I can also do Saturday, but no worries if not. Thank you. Yeah, come on. It's annoying now. This next piece is called Sex Poem, and it's a sex poem. A lot of people do sex poems, don't they? Because that's what you all like, isn't it? Sexy sex. God, you make me sick. But a lot of poets write poems about how good they are at sex, don't they? Which is fine, and I've got nothing wrong with that, despite that being really shit and boring. So this poem is called Sex Poem. It goes like this. It's getting dark. Midnight is struck by the hands on the wall, and I find you busy again at the stroke of midnight. I walk past the door that you seem to leave still yawning for me, and fall into the sheets that I know you and I will meet in. Through the walls, as we moan each other's name, this house becomes haunted again. And as you come against the shadow of your sweat, my doorway is now blessed with your silhouette, and the darkness of your thighs envelop me,
and I'm as close to heaven now as I'll ever be, and something in my delivery reminds you that you're listening to spoken word poetry. And then I come to. By which I mean I wake the fuck up and the day dawns on me. By which I mean it's day, it's morning, and also I've realized that it's the morning, so there's the poetry for that bit. And unfortunately, I'm still me, with all the sexual allure and appeal of a Poundland sex bell, and I wonder and think, well, I might as well, because it's there. So do you ever come and think, what now? What for? Well, why not? Because. That's why. And do you ever look at where you came and think, honestly, that could be me? But who would deserve this? I do. Moving on. This next piece is new. Thank you, and it's called Poo. And it goes thus. If you like that, you'll love the poem. It goes like this. Oh. Again? Thank you. This next piece came to me in a dream. It goes like this. Thank you. This next piece, no, honestly, this next piece did actually come to me in a dream, and a dog told it to me. Came, ran up to me, arms, put paws there, and simply a new form of poetry, like haiku, soliloquy, is brand new form, and it went like this. It's profound, right? It's called Dog Poem, it goes like this. This next piece, final piece, is called Paths. It's the paths through the grass that we won't let heal, over the shapes of the roots that we could have grown. And in the lines between stars we will pretend that are real, to the depth of the hearts that will now never know. P.S. Go fuck yourself.
Look, in my defense, I did not write a poem about how good I am at sex. I wrote a poem about how good Freddie is at sex. Drum roll, please. No, Jake, stop that. Why are you in here twice? Drum roll. Please welcome to the stage, looking as cunty as ever, Louis.
No, I don't even need a name. I don't even need to be known. We've progressed from not knowing exactly how to spell my name to no name at all. So it's... Did you? Yes. Did she? Yes. Oh, okay, well then I'm deaf then. Great quality for a poet. Okay, so, all right. It's new shit. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some audience participation this time, which is something I've never done. So we're gonna work it out. We're gonna see if it works. I hope you're ready. So it's gonna be sort of like a call and response. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then you say 1, 2, 3. So let's try. Let's explore the space. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I'm also going to say another variation. 2, 3. Okay, cool, you get the idea. Love that. Okay, so this poem is completely untitled, it's chaotic, it's weird. Let's begin. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's calcified. There's a foot sole scraping off the patio path from the house to the sea, burning stone and warm wine glasses, hot grass, statue still in the sand. 1, 2. Politics was never something I chose to talk about. Politics was something I became. Slick like a knife, wet with lime juice, fresh after making Cosmos for Mum and Company, rock from the 90s, Ferrero Rocher and willful ignorance. Blind and happy. Actually happy. 1, 2, 3. Free time like it doesn't cost a thing. Spiral burners and cheap cigarettes. Death by being priced out of the market. Under the line, buried in black ink and calculations. Words running in circles like these men jerk off to the sound of their own voice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before I die, I want to have done something right. If I wanted to be strategic, I would have never come out. I would have never taken my body and tossed it like confetti. 1, 2, 3. In the space between a word and a name, stuck inside the infinity, I cannot communicate. It bleeds like a star. Indigo and indigo velvet. Swallow me. 1, 2. Swallow me, paradox sky. Now is not the time to weep. Now is not the time to repent, to ruin yourself in shame. 1, 2. Now is not the time, so drive your saber in. 1, 2, 3. Paul saturated books and poisoned words. 1, 2, 3. It's easy to move these words. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's easy to construct them into 3, 3, 3, 3. I didn't go into poetry to be a soldier. I did it to become a catastrophe. Thank you. So, Thomas, I'm very sorry, but I have to promote something that's happening at the exact same time you're doing your thing, okay? It's a thing. So, I have the great pleasure of hosting a poetry night in support of Palestine at the SOAS encampment. And it's going to be a beautiful night. We've got 15 wonderful poets. We've got Karim, we've got Ifti, we've got Bella. It's going to be fucking amazing. If you can come, it's going to be this Thursday, 7 to 9:30. And come if you want to support the fucking encampments for Palestine, because as Atlas rightly fucking said, free, free, free Palestine. Okay? All right. Thank you, everybody. Mwah.
If you want to keep up with all of the poetry happenings and what's not in the London, I don't know why I said in the London, that's not a thing. If you want to know what's happening in poetry in London, again, the London, the one and only London, because actually not. Point is, where the word things live, they will tell you all the events that are happening in London, follow that, and as has been the case, I think there's on average about 50 nights per month. There will be clashes, it happens. But there's more time to go to, there's more events to go to, etc. So do all of that, support the events, and also support the fact that if we say cunt, we know exactly who's coming up, and we love that. One more time for Louis, everyone! And now can I get a drum roll, please? Next up onto the mic. See, I've already shouted them out, so it feels weird to bring them up again here, but nevertheless, they've just this week published a book pretty much. So I think it's only fitting that they come and now probably do a poem from said book. So please, welcome to the stage. They're everything. It's Ellie!
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Oh la la. Yes, my name is Ellie, or Eloise, if you're feeling very French. And I'm part French. And this is my debut book, which is it's kind of surreal, and I'm very grateful. And I'm just going to do one poem from here, so hopefully you buy it. Actually, I'll do two just because the very first one is so small, and and I'll also tell you why it's called Rein It In. It's because my ex told me that I need to rein it in. So I dumped him and wrote a book. Thank you. So this is the very first poem in the pamphlet. It's untitled. I posted a picture with you from our trip to Madrid. My mum said, "Oh, Ellie, you look plastered." I thought I just looked in love. My mum's Scottish. That wasn't just a random little like. And then, anyway, I won't bang on about the book too much, but there are different parts divided up by wanting and finding, really, roughly speaking, and different poems in the book speak to different aspects of that. And so this is in the first section after that poem, and it's under wanting. It's called The Girls. This is for the ugly girls, the bloated girls, the girls who vape, the girls who vaped so many watermelon Lost Marys on nights out that now watermelon makes them a bit nauseous. The girls who pay for their drinks, the girls who refuse to pay for their drinks. The girls who delete and then immediately re-download Tinder. The girls who aren't sure if they're girls. The girls who are questioning. The citalopram girls. The sertraline girls, the girls who love girls, the girls who cut their hair, the girls who are on OnlyFans, the girls who are making bank, the girls whose cards have been declined for Tesco meal deals, the girls who love being girls but sometimes hate what it means, the girls who get called girls by men at work, the girls who give away pads and tampons as freely as compliments, the girls who pretend to know other girls when they see danger, the girls who grit their teeth, the girls whose fingers grip keys, the girls who have ever felt uncomfortable, the girls who are trying, the girls who are trying even though they don't want to, the girls who give up, the girls who are here, the girls who are here right now, Process Productions, I love you. I love you specifically. I love girls. I love you so much. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, I wondered what you were doing. I love you. I love you very much. Okay, so I ordered this book and it hasn't arrived yet. Yeah, right? And I'm like annoyed because most of the time when a poet, I'm like I get to read a lot of like advanced copies so I can say nice things about them, and I haven't got to do that with this one. But do you know who has? My high school librarian, because my high school librarian is like the multi-prize. Sorry, I can't see you without doing this. Thank you. Because my high school librarian is multi-poetry prize winning poet Daljit Nagra, and my school like never made use of that. They were just like, oh, he's just our librarian. Silly business. But he's now like really famous as a poet and has endorsed Ellie's book. Anyway, buy the book. I imagine it's good. I don't know. But she's fantastic, and so are those poems. One more time for Ellie. A long-time member of the Process family who hasn't been here in bloody ages. Please welcome to the stage, Zeph.
It was 1 month. I had a streak going for over a year and I missed 1 month. Thank you. Okay, so speaking of that 1 month, the reason I was away is because I'd actually gone on a trip. So I wanted to visit Toronto specifically for like most of my life, and it's an interesting place to want to visit that bad, I know, but it was kind of everything I sort of wanted it to be for me. And so I have a long list of haikus actually, which seems to be a theme going on today. I'm only gonna read a handful, but yeah, they're gonna form. Yeah, so here's a few. Most of them don't have titles, so we'll just get into them. Sun skip off blessed waves. Bestow rays of light's delight to me, only me. Let's see. I forget what half of them are. So sorry about this. Yes. The spot that light breached had angels dance on soil, enthralled by the earth. Back home, we cannot wade through transparent waters. Such a needless need. Now, poor droplets fall, from dense heavens they covet, soon to rise again. You carry waves too, landlocked sister of the seas. Your depths astound me. And this will be the last one. It's specifically about a mosh pit, so that needs to be mentioned. Where lost souls confide in the boundaries of their flesh, one thing remains: heat. Thank you. Okay, actually, can we try this thing? So I went to a couple of poetry nights over there, and they have this thing going on when they say, if a long piece, they say felt it. If it's a short piece, they say nailed it. So can we do short piece, please? Thank you. The reason I started writing haikus, I had never written a haiku before that trip, but I got an email, and there is a event coming up on this Saturday. No, not Saturday, this Sunday. Okay, everyone, Sunday, I'm hosting a haiku workshop. So, also, my lovely friend over here, Zach, is helping out, and we are both going to be hosting a haiku workshop together. It's with London Wildlife Trust, and it will be on the 2nd of June, Camberley Street Natural Park, 12 p.m. till I've honestly forgotten. But if you want me to like relay the details of all that to you, then yes, I'd love to do that. I'd love to see you there. Bye now.
One more time for Zeph, everyone! I don't normally do this, but because haikus have been a thing, I'm going to quickly, for the sake of balance and also in the shit poem theme as well. A poet we like, me and Kayla, a poet we like, Dan Simpson, wonderful human being, wonderful poet. He has a poem that's published in his book, his first book of poetry. This is a haiku that got published in a book of poetry. It's about collecting football stickers. Got, need. See, shit poetry can be published and we love that. Drum roll, please. And now, next up onto the stage, it's stuck together. Oh, no, it's not. Can we please welcome a first-timer in the form of George?
Oh yeah, you can't see shit up here. Hello. Okay, this is a poem about when it's not quite heartbreak, but it still hurts. It's just a scratch, near the surface, not deep. Just one solitary tear, just one swallow, one blink, don't sink. For God's sake, don't think, but it bubbles up. I'm not enough. Hope brushes my lips as she leaves in a breath. Hope did what she does and skipped too far ahead. It's just a scratch, but remember how it stings when you fall and break the skin, even just a little bit. Thank you.
Oh my God. I love a short poem. I'm an absolute sucker for a short poem. Welcome to the family. One more time. Just before we do more of Michael's, I meant to say this earlier. just about what Louis said about the event that they're running on Thursday night. I'm going to say this really as quickly and shortly as possible. It is important to remember that events like that are really fucking important because activism does not begin and end on Instagram. And if you are concerned about what is happening several thousand miles away, and you fucking should be, events like that are an incredible place to have the important kinds of conversations that we need to be having right now. I can't find words to say more than that in the present moment. But I think everyone should go to that event because it's poetry is a really fantastic way to, sorry to like everyone else who's got an event on Thursday night because there are like 7 of them. But like poetry is a really wonderful way to access the kind of activism that you just don't get on the internet, which is where nuance goes to die. Anyway, what's in my hand? And in it? Drum roll. Please welcome to the stage the nicest man on the internet, Jake Nathan.
Hey. Thank you. That's inappropriate. You can't say things like that. I've not been around for a bit. Life's been difficult. So sorry if I've not seen you or I've been a shit friend. But there's a lot going on. One of the things that's going on for me is my uncle's in a coma at the moment, and we're just sort of waiting for him to die. I wrote this poem about him a couple of weeks ago when we found out. I'm on a lot of antidepressants, so I probably won't cry. The good thing about uncles is that they teach you things that your mum didn't. My Uncle Danny taught me that we don't tell tales. They weren't the words he used, but you dirty little grass means stop telling tales where I come from. He taught me that the rules men make for other men don't apply to you if you don't want them to. He taught me that being yourself is more important. He taught me to call out toxic masculinity when I saw it. I watched someone give him too firm a handshake, only to be greeted with, "Fucking hell, who were you trying to impress?" My Uncle Danny is his own kind of man, one who doesn't subscribe to the kind of lives men think they need to live. My Uncle Danny talks like a geezer, swears like a sailor, drinks like a fish, opens his mind to new ideas, tries new things and couldn't care less what you think about him trying them. My Uncle Danny takes the piss out of everyone, including himself. As a kid, I didn't get it, but as an adult, I saw it was love. I love my Uncle Danny, and he loves me. Thank you. Do not reserve your compliments for romantic relationships. If your friend walks into a room looking like a world-class beaut, you wax lyrical about their look. Tell them if they expect to walk around looking that good and have you not fall in love with them, they are sorely mistaken. Tell them that it's actually quite unfair on the rest of us to be so handsome and so cool at the same time. Tell them that if they're not careful, a horde of horny people will stampede through this room and you're leaving because you ain't going out like Mufasa did. Tell them that you've seen so much growth in them recently and that you're so proud of them. Tell them you're so glad to see them looking so happy. Tell them that when they hug you, you feel safe. Tell them that if you're overwhelmed and they're in a room, they are your safe space, a place for you to go to and feel protected. That when they walk into a room, you get so excited that you want to run to them. Tell them you want to bathe in their energy and make a bubble beard from their bubbles. That seeing their name on your phone is a moment of joy, that having them in your life is a privilege. Tell them you appreciate them for exactly what they are and that they never need to be more for you. Tell them that you're there for anything whenever they need you. Tell them that they're beautiful, that they're clever, that they're talented, that they're kind, that they are enough, always. Tell your friends that you love them and mean it with every part of you. Mean it. Thank you.
I do really appreciate how, I know it happens at a lot of poetry nights, but I feel especially here the level of comfort people have in sharing their stories here always makes me feel like, oh shit, I actually did something well with this thing. So thank you. Yes, all by myself. Just having this night and like the fact that me and Kayla have put together this space and like, I don't even know again, we are chaotic as shit, clearly. And somehow this is a space that you're liking and working always, yeah. So one more time for Jake Nathan, everyone. And a drum roll, please. And our next poet on the open mic. Please welcome to the stage the blonde assassin that is Toby!
Only half blonde, actually. Yeah, it's been that long. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been so long. My hair's gone grey. Wow. You know what? One of the worst fears I have is at a poetry night is when you go for a piss and then they call out your name. Luckily that didn't happen, but I've been holding in a piss since Norfolk. Basically, I've come back from Norfolk in the countryside, and when I was up there, I was like surrounded by nature, and it was very beautiful. And I thought I could write a poem about that. And so this is new shit. Okay. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna firm it. I'm gonna stick with the taller mic because yeah, I feel taller. I don't know how to. I'm scared. I don't want to break it. It's fine. No, no, it's fine. We're gonna leave it. You can hear me. This is a. Okay. This is a. Thanks, Kayla. This is a sonnet. Yeah. Form. Yeah. And it's about nature. You can find out which type of sonnet it is. Your eardrums lost will at rhythm. Birds sing songs to communicate. The crows will scream for attention. Nervous the mouse music fills voids. If a heartbeat can't replace it. A forgotten image of trees. You wonder where the light had gone. One bright flash and it all comes back. 2 robins can talk on a shed. 4 humans refuge under wood. 6 will converse in the bushes. 8 went out on a search for stone. 10 guests keep a house at evens. 12 birds chirp around a campfire. Thank you. I was talking about that poem earlier, being like, our sonnet's like good for the stage, and you know I'm gonna do this sonnet anyway. Fuck you, Francis. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Why are you saying fuck me for? There's too many poets called John. I had a meeting with my lecturer for English literature by name of John. He told me to read the works of other poets by name of John. From John Dryden to John Keats to John Milton, the Jesus freak, there's too many poets called John. John Clare's brain went down from fame. I too would go insane if I realized back then how many poets were called John. Lord Byron wrote Don Juan, but because of poetic form, he made us pronounce it like Don John. There's too many poets called John. Speaking of Don John, we're not done. Let's talk about John Donne. He was done with the physical in his writing, but decided that it would be funny to also name his son John, the Younger. Not even John II or John Donne Jr., John the Younger. Does he want us to pronounce it like John Young? It's a new John Dawn and it's good morrow, it's a new John Day. Skelton, Lively, Fletcher, Gay. I've realised my face and now it's time to educate. John Wilmot was an Earl in Kent. John Swift was a Tory cunt. Tell John Greenleaf Whittier to buzz off with the bees to Flanders Field where John McCrae did hunt. John Crow Ransom wrote for John Whiteside's daughter. John Burnside's not a poet, but his work is torture, and the cult of John is growing and connecting, and it's all in all its fortune. I went to France to buy some jeans, but they only sold Jeans. I tried to escape to Portugal, but then I realized the name Jean is João. Oh, how they let me down. In his ode to John, I must remark, Agard, Asbury, Betjeman, Cooper, Clark, Montague, Hollander, Updike, Tranter, Kinsella, and many more names the Norton Anthology hath not mentioned. Upon reflection, is 24/7, all day long, just kidding, I'm full of shit. I wrote some of this poem on the John. I felt wrong and I could still go on and on and on and fling my dung and hope it sticks to the nearest shade lounge. Sometimes you need the rhyme to stretch like thongs. I'm cherry-picking words but using prongs. And you can bet that in all this delulu I can turn an ensemble into a John-somble. And let us say together, there's too many poets called John. Thank you.
Absolutely shocked that you didn't mention being Jewish, just because that's one of your main personality traits. But I'm going to teach you a Jewish thing. Instead of applauding, a thing that you would yell when like a Jew gets off stage after doing a really good job, you'd yell "Shekoyach." Shekoyach. Toby. Shekoyach. Very good. Drum roll, please. One of our most dedicated regulars, our Day Dot family member. Please welcome to the stage, Andy.
If you don't have the spoons right now to deal with the state of the world, leave now. I'm just going to start with a basic statement, really. Palestinians are being eradicated. Governments in the West are pretending to do minimal prevention and support. They're doing less than nothing. Some governments are actively supporting the genocide. Germany have seen a clear rise in far-right support. Italy have a far-right government. We currently live in a policed state. It is one slight move from open fascism. Anti-Semitism and Islamophobia are rising. Transphobia is rising. They will come for you next. Money still moves and matters to them. If you're seen as unable to contribute, you are disposable. What they don't control are safer communities. We have our spaces, we have our voices, and we use them to create safety, support, and active rebellion for those who are in need. None of us are free until we are all free. As a word, revolution can seem diluted, overused, but it needs reclaiming fully and entirely. It is our time of choice. This poem is called 5 Years. 5 years begins playing, and they know the choreography, these queer set revolutionaries. We know what it foretold. Get on your feathers, go dirge dancing, spacing out the steps, listening to death prophets and acting up accordingly. The music rises in question, and the strobe-lit crowd answers. Protest floor on fire, gay field flowers petling. Kissing on the stairs, and they rise up, loving, dancing plans for the future in tongues of hope. Bodies shaped in choice, scars of travel and hard road, proud and touched. Look upon them and witness. Aye, it is a clashing, a carrying forward of momentum, chorus rising voice on voice on voice. There is no stage visible. Hierarchy famished. It is starved by the neglect. This community of careful consciousness has read their Lord, hooks and transforming words. The closing of the bars only serves to open new doors to the dawn-towered grey streets and the last train out of here. As it all ends around them, they are holding twice as much. It is beauty and action, inhabiting simultaneously.
Kayla already touched on it, but it's always that thing of, as discussed, obviously, sharing and just talking about as much as you can on social media is asked for and is good to do, but also doing more than that is definitely encouraged, and I will always encourage people to do more than that. I am very aware that I myself don't really use social media to kind of talk about that kind of stuff that much, but I very much the thing of like, I will see the fundraisers, I will see that kind of stuff, I will be supporting that in that way and doing things in that way. Some people are going to the protests such and doing whatever they want to do in that kind of way, but like, doing a thing is good. Obviously broadcast if that's the only place you can do and anything you can do, but do as much as you can do rather than just talking about it and leaving it as that, basically. But nevertheless, one more time for Andy, everyone. I pulled the bad cop role today, which means I have to be the one to say that now we're going to be bringing up our last open mic for the night. Oh, I know it's sad, but so here's the thing that I've realized today. By numbers, one, because our features were fantastic, and two, because our features actually stuck to the fucking time we asked them to for once. We've actually got we have actually had the most open micers we've ever had on the process stage in one night today. So, to complete that properly, can I get one last drum roll, please? And now, to end the night, can we please welcome to the stage, I know it's their first time here. Welcome to the stage, Annalise!
Hello. This is lovely. I like how chaotic it is because I've got ADHD and I am very chaotic. There's some more chaos as well. I need a wee. I've got a wedgie, which can be dealt with quite easily. And my phone's at 3%, so there's a bit of dramatic tension in the room. Okay, this is not new shit. This is really old shit. But I haven't read it a lot, so in that sense, it's sort of new shit. Kind of new shit. Okay, so trigger warning. I kind of touch on sexual abuse and also I sing a little bit, so you can leave if you don't like that. Okay, this is called Cornflakes. Why can't having sex be like eating cornflakes? I don't mean hard then soggy. I mean quick, shoveling it in with milk dripping down my chin, spontaneous without thinking, in the morning or in the evening, or both, sprinkled with sugar and swallowed slow, while watching the telly, a big bowl of it, or just a bit in a cup when I can't be bothered doing the washing up. 26, I should be used to this. We've been together 8 years, but sometimes it feels weird. It's not him, it's me. I just don't feel sexy. I'm a lump of dough who rives, waits to be shaped, baked into a tasty pastry, but before it rises that warm, gooey climax, something stops me and I fall flat. 16, after school, I begin my ritual. Bathroom door locked, tights down, leg cocked, water and Dove lathered into a cocktail of foam and sloshed onto my bits. I'm sick of it looking like a poorly plucked chicken. It's time to begin the ceremony of removing every hair from my body. I don't say moo or Minnie anymore. I say fanny, I've matured. So fanny, not vagina, that sounds too clinical or crusty like a stale phyllo pie. 26. Our love is the space between the top of my head and the bottom of your chin. It's the ache you get in your back from leaning down to kiss me. Our love is a repetitive strain injury. It tastes like last night's dinner on your lips, even if we couldn't agree. It's the jumper I was wearing when you met me. That one I went to chuck away but couldn't, and anyway, you wouldn't let me. It's in the stretch and pull of it over this metamorphosed body, fitting a bit differently but just as comforting. 16. I'm ready to watch another film I'll never see the ending to. Because tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you. Except this isn't an R&B classic. I reach for the light and you try to stop me. Tell me you want to see my body. All of it. That bit. Shit. He wants to go nose to nose, look her in the eye, but mine are closed. I think of something quick, pornographic. Come up here, I say, all whiny. Like those breathy women who came before me, I want to have you, that bit, inside me. And you oblige delicately, like a steamroller. And I'm not feeling anything except your hot breath. You're a loyal dog getting over raw. Wet panting sprays my neck and I trace the patterns on the Artex, forming pictures like clouds, find faces raising their eyebrows. My stepdad's, ugh. And I cannot help but ask the big questions in life, like, when will I die? How many stars are in the universe? How many nerve endings are on the tip of his penis? And some I vocalise like, do you watch Deal or No Deal? It's a fucking mood killer, I don't recommend. For years, I imagined what it would feel like for that cheeky secret to pass my lips. But I was always quick enough to catch it. It lived between my ribs, using them as monkey bars to swing up and teeter on my tightrope tongue. It jumped on the mattress of my chest until it was red in the face, exhausted, breathless, compressed, decompressed, decompressed breath. On a bench in Gravesend, Kent, I tell my mum, your husband isn't who you think he is. What happened to me feels as fake as plastic kiddie cake, and there isn't a perfect recipe for abuse, but when I say out loud, it comes out half baked. I wasn't raped, or as someone once said to me, properly abused. I was groped and groomed, leered at and commented on, pitted against my little sister who went through worse, and there was nothing I could do. Maybe that's why I can't talk about sex without turning it into a metaphor about food, because it makes something that feels like the taste of licking an ashtray's insides into a sweet treat. Because this shame inside me almost feels innate, a crumb growing inside of me chipped from a bigger cake. And did this feeling exist before him? When I watched those films I shouldn't have been watching, where a woman was spat on and smiled through phlegm while she cooed and giggled through 5 different men, was she genuinely enjoying it? Sometimes I can't distinguish the difference between abuse and empowerment. But just lately, I can feel the taste in my mouth changing, and it might be therapy or the natural process of proving to myself that speaking is healing. That flesh doesn't grow into papaya and mango, it's BO, it's salt and it's sweat. That I don't need to cover my hardened nipples because that isn't a thing. And we shouldn't have to clip our wings, our vulvas don't have to be featherless birds. It feels wonderful to take flight in afternoon sunlight. And I can tell you when it doesn't feel right. That there are over 10,000 nerve endings in my clitoris on average. And I only found out that today. And at 30, finally, I think I fancy a bowl of cornflakes. Thank you. Sorry. Clearly, I haven't read that in a very long time, but thank you for being so kind. Thanks.
There is something so wonderful about how this night has panned out. This mic is a weird one. Cool.
Did you break another one?
It was already broken. This night, starting with sex and ending with sex, is a wonderful, weird full circle. But we love that. I meant the open micers.
Oh, yeah.
The open micers started with sex.
No, it's actually all about me.
I actually meant I knew what I was doing.
No, I know. I should never question you ever is the lesson I'm learning today. Just ends an embarrassment for me, really.
One more time for Annalise, everyone.
Chaos.
The chaos is almost over.
Yes, okay.
Cool.
Before we end, I'm just going to give a massive thank you to all the open micers we didn't manage to get on today. As well, how far we've come from 2 years ago when we were like begging people to go on the open mic.
Jesus, yeah.
So thank you very much, and see you soon, maybe next time too. Colin,
Woo!
Laurie Eves,
Woo!
Adam,
Woo!
Xavier,
Woo!
Charlie,
Woo!
Evuliance,
Woo!
Juice,
Woo!
Ali.
Woo!
Tamsin, Dylan, and Chris. Thank Thank you so much for coming. Sorry the poetry gods did not smile upon you. Maybe next month. But thank you for coming and listening to poetry anyway. Thank you to all our open micers who did come on the open mic. You're all fantastic and wonderful. Thank you to our 2 incredible features. Oh, what a joy. What a joy. Sumner and Fiona. Oh. Thank you to Rule Zero and Della for looking after us all night. Thank you to you, our audience, who just came here to listen to poetry. Thank you to my bestie, Tyrone Lewis. I love you so much.
And thank you to my bestie, Kayla. The love is so mutual and so much. Yeah, love you too. As we are wrapping up and doing final admins and whatnot, reminder, poets, if anyone who performed tonight doesn't want their poems or photos or whatever online, just message me and we'll make sure it doesn't go on there, etc. That's all fine.
Next month.
We're getting there. That I just had admin for this one. Obviously, with all that, find us on all the socials and you can keep up with all of what we're doing, including being the first to find out when the tickets go on sale, because we're obviously going to be back next month. And I am really happy for next month's features. Kayla, who did you book for your feature for next month?
Okay, so we've got two features that I'm really excited about next month. One of them, so if you recently saw, this was like a couple of months ago, I went to an event at the Common Press. This is next month, right? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you're going with the Common Press thing, so...
Right, okay.
I'm
So I went to an
assuming,
event on the Common Press and a poet walked in that I've been a fan of for like so long.
That's my one. I want to do...
Yeah, but you thought to book her because you saw my... Look, let me finish, Tyrone. I'll get there. Okay, and I was with my partner. I just grabbed his arm and I was like, oh my God, this poet has just walked in. And then she overheard me talking about my book that was on for sale on the Common Press. And she turned around. She was like, oh, what's your book? And I was like... She's so nice. Oh my God. And then I posted about her on Instagram about how like, hey, sometimes meet your heroes because it's fucking great. Anyway, over to you. And then Tyrone was like, no, actually not over to you yet. Tyrone was like, I actually know her. And you wouldn't believe how often that happens when I'm like, I'm such a huge fan of this poet. And Tyrone's like, oh, actually I know them way back when. Should I just ask them? Anyway.
I've known them since I was about 14 years old. They have since then gone on to do incredible... I mean, when I first met them, they were doing a documentary thing for Channel 4. Since then, they've gone on to do incredible stuff, including having a show at... is it...
Have you just clocked this? Okay.
They've done shows. Was it
the Royal Court on like the downstairs Jerwood stage, like
and for what it's worth,
good.
if anyone again, as we do all of the clues and whatnot, their show was inspired by about the one and only Dizzy Rascal, obviously.
Yeah, it's called. Their show was called Poet in the Corner.
Yes. They are one of Nottingham's finest. They had a poetry collective up that way. They are honestly kind of poetry and writing royalty.
And theatre royalty,
again,
musical theatre.
Yeah, they are royalty. We have the one and only Debbie Stevenson featuring next month.
I have to host that. Like, I have to host that and be chill about it. Anyway, so that was the poet you booked at my recommendation. Poet that I booked is a poet who has only been to process once, and I've just kind of been waiting for her to come back, and it just hasn't happened, and I realised if I want it to happen, I'm going to have to pay her to do it. So, but I met her through a mutual friend who runs a cabaret night called Small Sharings, and she did a poem there about ADHD, and my jaw was on the floor the entire time. It's the wonderful, fantastic, gorgeous, brilliant Molly Walker. The two of them together, we never miss.
So yes.
Is that it?
Yes, follow us on the socials. I think the social. Follow us on Instagram, the only social we use. Follow us on that.
YouTube. We have Facebook and Twitter.
I mean, we have the Facebook.
We should let everyone go home. We've been faffing up here.
We're done now. It'll all be on social. So, as my favourite Irishman says, I love you all. Now fuck off. Bye.